Good morning, guys. I'm up a little early today. How's everyone doing? So anyway, I want to talk about the work and vacation balance. I'm up really early. I'm trying not to wake my girl up, so I'll be talking a little bit low. Hopefully you can hear me. But anyway, so I'm going to Orange County, California within a few days. Then when I get back, I'll be here for maybe another week. Then from there, I'm going to go to San Juan, Puerto Rico, and then come back 2 weeks, then go to Georgetown, South Carolina on business. I have a property there two properties there that I'm fixing up. One is a 3-bedroom, 1 bath, and one is a 6-bedroom, 1 bath that hopefully I can get the permits to convert to a 1 bedroom, 1 bath, and 5 bedrooms, 1 bath. Because the way the house is designed, it would be hard to turn it into a 2-bed, 1 bath. But I know with the one of the deck spaces or porch spaces, there's a tiny porch space that I know I can insulate, close in, and probably convert to a kitchen, bathroom right near each other. And then there'll be a living room, and then there's a bedroom there. So that's the goal with that one. That one's going to take longer than the 3-bedroom, 1 bath to fix up. That one I just have to replace the roof, maybe redo the flooring, redo some of the plumbing, and it should be good to go. It's already painted. Probably just update the faucets, the knobs and everything, and the shower head, probably little stuff like that. But anyway, so how to maintain that work and vacation. Some people have the luxury of when they go on vacation, there's no work. There's no bosses calling them. This is usually the case with people that are hourly. I know some people that are salaried. I know one company that I worked at, a director was fired for going to Disney World with his family, and he didn't pick up his phone when the job called him. So the business needs came first. It actually was more important than his time with his family. So you know what he did? He was fired because he didn't answer his phone. I think when they called him, I think when he got back to his hotel, he then told them, look, I'm on vacation with my family. Get someone else to do it. And they fired him. When he came back to Texas, they fired him. But we knew about it because he traveled and he came to New York and visited the office we were at in Queens. This is probably 2012, 13. And he told us that we met him basically. So when he left, we got word. Someone told us, hey, did you know? I forgot his name, but he was a real nice guy from Texas. Very nice guy. And it's sad. It's usually people like that sometimes that wind up becoming a casualty because they're not putting the business before the family. Some companies, though they don't realize it, they want you to put them before your family. Let me take these glasses off with all the shine. So, he lost his job. So let's talk about this now. I can tell you last year, it was tough for me, not last year, before COVID hit. I think in 2019, I went to Orange County then also. And it was very hard for me to focus on vacation time, be with my girl, enjoy her family and everything, and manage my rental units. In fact, we had this very personal, we got into a real bad argument over that because one of my tenants, that's my breakfast, one of my tenants kept calling me. She was a new tenant. She just moved in, and this was for the recovering addict. She came out of rehab and into my place. And she called me a lot. She texted me a lot. And you can just tell that she had there was some psychological issues there that, was above my skill. So I would get back to her. And, this created a lot of tension in my relationship. So I would say to some of you out there, it's good to have these conversations early. It's good to communicate and be honest. Have these conversations early with your partner about the intensity of what it is that you do. So these are two examples, myself and a gentleman I mentioned, where he was on vacation with his family and a company called him and he put his family first. But if you're a landlord like myself, and this is your property, this is your property, this is your money is on the line here, this is your blood, this is your lifeblood, your business, what do you do? right? So for me, it's challenging, but this time I set the expectations with my tenants that, look, I'm going away. I will probably be hard to reach. And it's good to have, that's why you have a good property manager. I say you have a good property manager. Today, the thing is with having a property manager, I would say it's sometimes not necessary because of technology. Like, I collect all my rents through apps. I collect all my payments through apps, or it'll get deposited into my account. But basically, it's digital. There's no me getting anything. I have one tenant who recently started putting her check and a money order in the mail, but she does that every once in a while. But for the most part, it's all digital or deposits. So, and I like that, kind of gets rid of the need for a property manager. In some cases, that's why I tell my property management manager class, make sure that you actually know how to fix things. I think, as to be a successful property manager, you can't just go and collect rent. You have to be able to fix things. You have to be able to screen tenants, be a POC for the landlord. And see, the thing is with me, I didn't have for that unit, like I said, and that's another video you'll find. I talked about in one of my older videos about Dauphin County, Pennsylvania, my nightmare experiences with about, I think, two or three property managers I went through in a short time. That was horrible. So anyway, that's not the point of this video. So let's talk about, if you're on vacation, how to balance that. You should set the expectations from both ends. Now, I'm saying, if you're a landlord, if you want to run a recovery, transitional, or if you work at a corporation and you're like salaried, you should set the expectation with the company before you leave. Let them know that there are going to be times you cannot be reached. You need to be clear on that, because I know some companies make it very clear that, and some people look at the money, they look at the salary, oh man, that could upgrade my lifestyle. But they don't read the fine print, where the company basically says, you belong to us, that if you go on vacation, we call you, you have to pick up. In that case, you have to do that. There's no getting around it. You have to do that. You signed up for that, or risk losing your job. That's what you signed up for. But now in my case, when you're your own boss with this, you have to make it clear to your tenants. You have to make it clear to your partner or your family that they have to have a balance. I would say, set aside some time. Look, we're gonna go away for 5 days. Every morning at 8 a.m. I'm going to check up on my tenants, or every night, 6 p.m. I'm going to check in with my tenants. I'm going to check in with my property manager, check in with my contractors. You need to make that communication clear, because not everyone understands that level of responsibility. And it took her some time to understand that. In the beginning, it was like, this is frustrating. Every time I look, somebody's calling you, and some people kind of may personalize it, or they don't understand. It's treated as the same way as if you're talking to a bunch of different females, who's always calling you, why you always texting, why you blah, 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 blah. Some people get really frustrated by that, because they don't understand that you're not on the same level as they are, as far as responsibility goes, not in status. They don't understand that. So they you gotta kind of communicate that and show them, look, even if you have a property manager, they say the best rental units are the ones where the owners are hands on. So that means even with a property manager, you still make sure that you're on top of things. It's almost like you're micromanaging your own. It's like a manager or a CEO that micromanages, or they want to know every part of how their company runs. So how better to coach unless you know the other person's job. So communicating that. And once again, communicating to your tenants. If you're an entrepreneur in another line of business, communicate that to your customers, but always have someone that your customers or your tenants can turn to in case they cannot reach you. Communicate to that person. Listen, I'm going to be away. Is it all right if they call you? Is it all right if they call you? If you're paying the person, it's different. But is it all right if they call you outside of business hours? Let's say if my tenant calls you 5 a.m, will you pick up? I need you to pick up. Communicate that. And you may have to spend a little extra. You might have to. But the thing is, I was saying, some areas you find, what I love about New York and California, New York City, Long Island, California, Los Angeles, Orange County. Those areas, you'll find it's not hard for you to find people that can back you up. When you're dealing with some of the Philadelphia also, but some areas, it's kind of hard to find people like that you can rely on, because their atmosphere, their environment is so laid back. They can pay their bills. They own their houses. It's very easy. I'm talking about like a lot of suburbs, in the suburbs, some of the suburbs in some of these other states. The people are so relaxed. Even some of the low income areas, the people are still able to meet their needs. There's no drive to earn. There's nothing pending. So they sometimes tend to be a little laid back, and you kind of got to stay on top of them. But in order for you to really enjoy your vacation and still have a peace of mind that your business is running, that your tenants are being taken care of, communication is everything. Communicate to your partner, communicate to your family that, listen, I have to make this call around this time. Let them know in advance so there's no surprises. Yeah, they may be resistant to it, but listen, you have a business to run and you have a relationship to manage, right? You have two things to manage there. And sometimes there has to be some understanding. There has to be some compromise. But don't be all day looking at your phone. Now it's disrespectful. Now you can see why you frustrate your partner or your family. Same thing goes with your customers or your tenants. Make it clear to them, listen, I'm going to be hard to reach this person. Or if you reach me, know that I will not be able to get back to you immediately, but I promise that I will. And let them know maybe a time frame that you'll be available to talk to them. Maybe set up a morning call, a direct call with each one of your tenants or your customers, or get on a group call, or set up a WebEx and address everything at one time. You see, WebEx is awesome. I love WebEx. You can, message, set up a nice call, video call, and then, run down take notes of everything that's going on and set the expectation upon your return. And then you can enjoy your vacation time. So anyway, please like, share, subscribe to this channel. Thank you.